Good morning, everybody. Is my mic working? Alright, I think we got a mic now. Hello, hello, hello. Just getting things started. Just got the soundtrack on Spotify. I'm still eating my breakfast. It just turned 7 a.m. So I will I'll just like chill for 10 minutes while I eat my banana bread and my coffee, and we'll just have a little chat, and then I'll get started to work. How do my audio levels sound, Lars? I should probably add one of the filters on my mic. Now it's probably not the time to do that, but I probably should. How about metallic? Yeah, it is just using this mic. I literally got a second mic stand. I'll show you. I got another one of these to put on this table because we have a lot nicer mics, but I just don't have a setup for my work desk. So I'll be getting that set up in like next week, and then I'll have like a proper boom mic and everything will sound a lot nicer. All right. I think while we wait, we can, sorry, I'll just stop the music. If you haven't seen already, I'm gonna, I guess this is I'll show it on this screen. I'll do a little swap around. 1 second. Bam, there we go. Okay, you just have to deal with it being smaller. That's fine. Actually, no, I'll just make it bigger. 1 second. Let's drag. Let's make it not overlap. There we go. That's good enough. Yeah, while we wait, I'll just quickly finish a little bit of my coffee and my banana bread while we wait. If you haven't seen already, we uploaded a new dev diary, literally 2 days ago, about like a day and a half ago. So maybe we'll just quickly watch through that together. Ads, stupid ads. Okay. We'll no, mute the ad. We'll watch through that together, and while I just eat a little bit, and then we'll get started. Let me also just double check if you. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear Actually, I'll mute. Let me just make sure that you can hear everything. So I'm gonna put my OBS on the screen for a second. Sorry. Cool. Alright. Put on desktop audio. Alright, should be able to hear that.
Alan is just like... We've got a lot to show on this video. We have a big backlog of features that we've been working on over the past 5 months or so, and this week is starting to integrate them into the game. You're just going to see a whole bunch of new content for the very first time. Hopefully surprises you a little bit. You've thought to yourself, oh, like they're just sitting on the rafters and not doing anything, but we've been really hard at work, and this is what we've done. So what used to be Bridgewater is now just forest land. And then yeah, here's the beginnings of like the new sort of Bridgewater. It's going to be refined over time. We have Steph, the farmer. You can also purchase the watering can and the scythe from Steph. So that's how you actually unlock those items now in the game. And then you'll be able to upgrade those at your end build, which is another new item in the game. Then we've got the Adventure Outfitter. He just has
So this is what we'll be working on, some town stuff today. I've sort of been saving sort of my more fun work for streams. So I've done a little bit more in this first town. I'll show you that. I'll do a little bit more in the second town. Might start planning the third town. So yeah, I'm just gonna go. It's like we'll do like a town design sort of stream thingy today. Or Lars, if you're still here, I can show you some stuff I've done with the blacksmith and the anvil. I've actually animated the blacksmith. It looks pretty sweet.
The torch for sale, so you actually buy your first torch instead of crafting it, and then you'll be able to upgrade it at your anvil. And he'll also have backpack upgrades as well for sale. And then we have Jared, the sort of blacksmith tradesperson. So Jared will be able to trade wood, stone, and coal. He'll also be selling armor and shields. And a couple other little things as well, but sort of just like a one-stop shop for like just general supplies and goods. This dock area is going to be reworked a little bit.
Yeah, I made.
Because Kevin is also going to
you'll hear the sounds in a second. Actually, I just got some crappy sounds I already have.
Well, actually,
not
not
crappy,
really cosmetics. They're actually
some random sounds I already had. It actually sounds not too
and
bad, to be
then the
honest.
pirate has made a comeback. Jack the blackjack dealer. He will be in Bridgewater now from the get-go, and you'll be able to play blackjack and versus Jack the pirate. And
Everyone here, quickly give everyone go to see Lars in chat. Everyone go to Lars's channel and subscribe. Give him some love. Lars made the whole soundtrack for Lens Island. Every single song that you hear, Lars made from scratch.
buy some other stuff. Okay, so I've been working on the town for a couple days now. I actually even started on the second town on the Dark Forest Island, and I actually live streamed it live on YouTube. So I'm going to be trying to live stream development of the game at least once a week on this same YouTube channel.
That's
so
us,
there's
guys.
two big reasons why we've
That's us,
changed
we're live
Bridgewater
streaming.
in the first place. It felt like the old town system that we have was just a really, really big town.
Thank you, sweet tea. Hello from Australia. What time is it at Spain? It just turned 7 a.m. in Australia. I'm just starting my day. Nice and early. But thank you for coming in.
For the sake
We're just watching some. We're just catching up on a video. This is the latest Lens Island or Flow Studio sort of dev diary. So go this video, give it a like. Bam. Oh, I can't like. Let's I did. Give it a like. Give it a comment. Right now, please. Be like, I was watching the stream. Julian told me to do this. But yeah, I'm just finishing up my coffee, and then we'll get to work, and I'll start working on the town in like 10 minutes or so. 11 at night. Yeah, right. Well, hopefully I can entertain you while you sort of wind down for the night. If you got any questions about Lens Island or Flow Studio, that's for everybody. Fire away your questions.
being a big town,
I can answer them
rather
as I
than really
stream.
focusing on the details and the quality of just a small town with a lot of detailed interactions. And then the second part is like the mechanics of the town didn't really play out the way that we thought. That's all, like the great thing about an early access game is we can put out features, see how they practically work in the game, and then change them based on that feedback. So that's why we're rethinking the town and we're spreading it over the map to promote exploration, and we're going to keep the sort of encampments over each sort of main island on the map a lot smaller, so we can focus on making a lot of quality, a lot of detail.
If there's anything specific everyone in chat wants to see this stream, let me know and I can try show it as like a little bit of like an early sneak teaser preview. There's a lot of things that you don't actually know about that we're currently working on. Things like enchanting and completely reworked all the weapons and all the abilities, and a new cave system and like all sorts of stuff. But if there's anything that has sort of piqued your interest over the past few dev diaries or what we've announced, just ask, and I'll try and show you what I can like quickly in this stream today. So basically, don't be afraid just to yell at me with all of your requests in chat, and I'll get to them at some point.
Detailed interaction.
Thematic colors, surrounding objects, merchants. Yeah, I agree, Slider. Like, it definitely makes a big improvement. Like having these sorts of, like, sort of. Oh, you can't see me drawing, I don't think. Actually, can you? You can see my. Oh no, I don't think you can with its application. But yeah, these pot plants and stuff, like sort of framing it in some color to sort of draw your eye definitely helps.
Interactions, animating NPCs, having sounds, having more dialogue and all that sort of part, and just focus on building that up first so we can have this really nice, detailed, vibrant town system. And then as a second layer above that, then we can start working how to weave in the more creative sort of town building mechanics in a different way where people actually sort of use it properly. Alright, let's talk about armor. You can see our updated player model, all nice and high def, and it's all fully animated too, so you can actually see the full animation of Len, and you can also see all the updated clothing. I'll go through this clothing system.
Flow Studio reacting to
So
Flow
if I
Studio.
open up utility box, I can actually just drag armor straight onto Len, so I get a full set of knight armor here, and then bam, I've got all this armor equipped. You can
Not gonna, well, I'm sorry, the last thing you guys want to hear is me. Sorry. One thing I actually was contemplating about Spartan, which I still am at some point, is actually doing some sort of segment. Like this would rely on the fact that we just have more time to do stuff around Flow Studio, and Lens Island doesn't take up every waking second of our day. But I've always liked the idea of doing some sort of news or podcast or reacts or something like that on Flow Studio, because that is just like, I feel like a missing genre on YouTube. Like, when do you ever actually get a lead game developer who owns and runs a studio talking about something game related? You know, like when anything happens in game news, is always like a whole bunch of just like sort of like, people that play games or across the internet sort of reacting to that and giving their 2 cents. But you never see someone who's like in the industry that knows these people and knows these companies, like worked with publishers and like worked with all these people, and they understand it to like a nitty gritty degree. And I don't know, I thought doing content like that could sort of provide a lot of value to people, because I just have like a bit of a different perspective than like a game player, being on the developing side. Thought maybe it could be interesting at some point to do videos like that. You can see I've also got armor on my armor bar, so I'm actually actively blocking damage right now with this armor equipped, and we've added in some various armor sets. A lot of this is all work in progress, but for example, so I'm sorry, I keep pausing the video. I'll just finish up like 2 bites of this. We'll watch the video, then I'll answer some questions, and then we'll start developing, work on the town. So if you want to get in some questions for me, just spam them in chat. If you're coming through them like through the Steam page or something and you don't know who I am, I'm Julian. I'm the lead developer of Lens Island. I own Flow Studio. This is my game. Now developed by a big team, and it's become much more than me, and this wouldn't exist without anyone else. So yeah, if you have any questions, this is the right person to ask, and I can, I'm pretty much an open book. We don't really hold any like secrets or anything like that here. The whole point of getting these dev diaries back up and running, these live streams, is to just be as transparent as possible and just like really show you the ins and outs of game development and exactly what we're working on. So just like spam all your questions in chat and I'll get to them pretty soon. For example, I could equip a fisherman's hat, I could equip a farming hat, bandana, and this farming hat and stuff would have different effects for farming. There's the shipwreck set of armor, really cool. You actually find this out on current islands. You have to go exploring to find the shipwreck armor. You can also see in the background the new feature of items dropping onto the ground. So if I actually just drag like a sword off my hotbar, it actually drops onto the ground now, and we've rebuilt the whole item pop-up UI. So you can see some detailed stats of the damage per second and attack speeds and all sorts of stuff. This is just a quick little preview of the system, because all of this is still draft in progress stuff. You can see nav mesh, and basically everything that has... This is a big one, by the way. I don't know if anyone quite understands how big this is for Lens Island. I won't sort of bore everybody with the technical sort of explanation, but it's very, very difficult to do like nav mesh generation, like the thing that makes stuff navigate in the world, and that's Unity's system for it. It's very hard to do that dynamically at runtime with a really, really big world that's not a voxel world, that's like a hand-built world that is also procedural, and have it be like performant. It's like very, very difficult to do. So this was something that we recently sort of overcame, and we have a very, very smart developer, Max, who managed to basically make this possible. So through this system, there's a lot of really cool stuff that we can add to the game now. I'm talking like farm animals, pets, like enemies attacking houses, and like tower defense mechanics, like so much stuff. We still have to add all those features, and like a lot of work to add, but we have the ability to add them now and sort of build them into the game.
as navigation, such as, you know, animals and enemies. They use this as their way to sort of calculate pathfinding and stuff like that. And previously, up until this point, this nav mesh has been sort of baked in, and that nav mesh can't really change. I'll quickly switch over to the game scene, and then I'll basically show you how it's running now, and you can see the difference between what we have here and then how it's now working in the game. Okay. So we're in a new world of Lens Island here. You can actually see that here is our nav mesh, and this is all completely dynamically built at runtime. Now, enemies or animals can completely navigate throughout the world of Lens Island. They can even go upstairs. They can do all sorts of stuff. And this opens up like a big world of possibilities, because now you can also trap things. So now I've actually got a little pen of crabs that I can keep them as pets, and they can bite me if I get too close. But this is like a really big deal, because this was like really the main thing holding us back from adding animals to the game. It also sort of invokes these like really interesting tower defense mechanics. For example, we're adding this whole new procedural cave system to the game, and we're also going to add building zones in that cave system, so you'll be able to build, because one of the elements will be sort of expanding upon this farming and making so you can actually create some farms down in the cave. But what this means is we could have enemies in the cave.
I'm actually pretty much just saying what I just said. Wait, maybe I say something at the end that's interesting. I forgot what I said in this video.
Alright, so that's it for this week at Fro Studio. Get ready for a big week next week. We're going to show even more stuff. Please leave your ideas, your thoughts, and your feedback.
Okay, don't say anything interesting. Get out of here, guy. Alright, let's start developing, huh? I'll answer some questions. I'll just get all my like displays good to go. That's what we want. We do that like that. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, God. No. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this perfect. That's good enough. Okay. I'll just chuck some music on while I answer some questions before we start. Turn it down a little bit. Alright, I wonder if we'll have magic-oriented clothes. Easy answer to that, Thiago. I hope I'm saying your name right. Is yes. There will be magic-related clothes. There will actually be magic-related clothes in this very update coming, the next update. So like there will be sorcerer hats and sort of stuff like that. They might not be like they're not going to be like you wear it and then now you can like cast magical spells, but there will be sort of like items like that will have effects on you in different ways. Are you planning on adding more quests anytime in the future? I think it always helps just to give the player a nudge every now and then. I agree, Joshua. Yeah, like our sort of philosophy, well mainly my philosophy on questing has always been to sort of keep it as like sort of light and streamlined as possible, and not just fall into sort of like the trap of just adding quests for the sake of adding quests, and all of them are just sort of like really boring fetch quests around the world that don't really add much to the game. So I guess half the effort is trying to figure out a way to like integrate quests in like a sort of seamless, nice way where the quests are actually interesting and fun, but then also simple at the same time. So it's something that, like, for example, like a simple but like interesting, fun quest I would say that's currently in the game is like how you buy the you buy that map decoration item for the pirate, and then it actually has like a location on your map to go find buried treasure. Just like fun little quests like that. So I'd love to add. My dog is whining. I would love to add a whole bunch more like little quests like that scattered all throughout the game that don't feel as like forced. Yeah, an animal enemy obstacle course would be a lot of fun to play, or just like making like cool. Alan, what's up, buddy? My dog's going crazy. Yeah, like what? Come on, come on. This is Alan. Everybody's going nuts. Hey? Oh no, he doesn't want to. Oh, he's just going crazy. Anyway, yes, having like tower defense mechanics and like keeping animals as pets and making like barns and stables and stuff would be very cool. Can you play the game more animal friendly? Oh, actually, yeah, absolutely you can. You can already. Like technically right now, like Len is a vegetarian or vegan already. And like that's the way it's always been. We will very likely include a form of hunting soon. So you will start to be able to cook like meat. You can already cook fish, you know, like so I guess Len's like a pescatarian if you want him to him or her to be, but it's like a choice. Like you can eat mushrooms, you can eat blueberries, you can eat fish, you can eat meat, you can make mushroom soup, you can basically make any kind of food you want, and all of them are like, you know, viable. All right, let's start developing. So I'm going to put this over there. Okay, so let's catch up on. Let me just make sure this is definitely the right. Yeah, I'll show the screen. Cool. I might make this. So here's our town. I'll really quickly show you the tiny little change that I did. Yeah, I'll quickly share the change I did last night actually. Because I was working from home last night, just adding some extra stuff. It'll take Unity a second to load up here. What are your favorite things to do in the game? For me, it's probably building. Like I really enjoy building in all games, and I really like building in Lens Island. So yeah, that and like dungeon crawling. I have a lot of fun dungeon crawling, but for me, building and being like creative is like my number one thing in pretty much all games that I play. Alrighty, just loading up the game 1 second, and I'll show you all some stuff. If the music's too loud, just let me know. Or if it's too quiet, I can change it. Cool. There you go. So we got a little animated blacksmith who bangs his sword. I did a little sound, a little particle effect last night. But yeah, so I basically just started working. If it's a little bit laggy, like just ignore that because it's because I'm running the game in the engine stuff on. Yeah, I made a little system last night that so I can add a lot of custom animations to NPCs and do some cool little stuff like this. So yeah, I'm gonna try to animate a lot more of the NPCs or the villagers around the world and give them little behaviors and things, just to make the world a little bit more lively, a little bit more interesting. I think little details like this make a big difference. Also worked on redesigning a lot of the pop-up UI for the items last night. If I quickly lock all of my items, 1 second. Let me just go to our database. Lock all of them. See if this torch is locked. Ignore the damage stuff because torch is really. But I just was working on the buying and selling of stuff last night. I need to fix that UI a little bit. How's it look for these actually? I'm yet to do the tools. There you go. He's got the scythe. 125 damage per second. But yeah, so we're gonna work a little bit on this town, and then a little bit on. We're just gonna work on all three of the towns a little bit today, and do some planning and do a little bit of development. Okay. I might put some music back. Is the music playing? Oh, there we go. Yeah, cool. Alright. I was gonna put all the... Actually... you have the second soundtracks on Spotify, isn't it, Lars? Volume 2? Yeah, perfect. I'm just gonna add all these to the queue. Actually, I'll make sure that the first soundtrack finishes first. Oh, Discovery. Next song's my favorite song, everybody. My favorite song of the whole of Lens Island. And let me just queue a whole bunch of these. There might be a quick way to do this. Okay, cool. There are bosses to fight. There's bosses to fight right now in the game, actually, and we'll be adding more and more as we keep developing. Okay, I'm gonna switch my screens back, and let's start having a look at stuff. Oh, I need to close Photoshop. You might see I've done a tiny bit more on this town since the last stream. Not too much more. I was just mucking around with stuff. Ooh, some lag. There we go. Usually my process for creating a town is sort of like a mixture of two things. It is just like finding a part in the landscape that sort of suits it, and then sort of one part is sort of, if I was an explorer finding an island, where would I make a town, and then the second part is making that implementation believable. So I got like a weird override, which is making my pop-up screen, item pop-up, go in the middle of my screen. 1 second. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I've got a little sort of setup here for the merchant selling some goods related to Act 2 of the game. We've got the basic setup here for the druid, and then the builder's hut there. Really, all I did since last stream was just work on this area a little bit, and then I just like thought about adding some minecart tracks here. Not sure if I'll keep them or not. I guess we could start a little bit on the third area too. Yeah, I might start. We'll start on the third one now, and then we can always come back to these afterwards. Okay, so let's turn on the desert zone. Cool. I'll explain to you my current plans for the town in the desert island. So here's the main, actually I'll just full screen. Here's the main desert island. If any of you haven't seen this before and not up to it, spoiler alert, there's a desert island. There's many desert islands. So there is like this big ravine, and this is how you get to the main dungeon entrance on this island, through this ravine. Yeah, and you got to fight some enemies and stuff. And there are like a lot of mineral deposits and stuff. These will change though. These won't be here in the next update, or like not in the same way. there is sort of like a path that sort of leads around. You can see like a bridge here, and it's like a pathway that leads, and it goes down to there, and then like it sort of travels through here, and it leads around there. So my current thoughts is just to put the town here, right? Because this sort of is like a perfect ruin built for it. The only downside to putting the town, like, I think this is probably the best place that makes most sense to put the town. The only downside is you can actually currently build here. So if anyone has any houses here, we're sort of taking away like a cool place to build a house, to put the town here. But honestly, every other part of this island just sort of looks a bit nowhere near as cool. The thought was to have like, make it feel sort of like a flea market, like have like have some different like sort of market stalls and like a lot of like cloth and things like that. Okay, well first things first, I'm gonna have to I think I'm gonna do it here. If and maybe we'll build another ruin somewhere else on the island to like sort of give back a cool place to build on, seeing as we're sort of taking one away. But yeah, it is sort of gonna like feel like a bazaar. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna clear some land here, delete some stuff, and then we'll start mucking around. Am I on the right? No. Delete all this stuff. One thing that's going to change a bit in this next update is enemies. Enemies on islands. We're never going to make it so there's like straight up enemies on every island and you can't build in peace and quiet anymore and you have to start worrying about it. I'm not going to do anything like that, but some islands definitely will change. Like, you know, Dark Forest and Desert Islands should be not nice to live on. Like, they should just have enemies on them. But that is definitely something that's like really up in the air still. I think I'm gonna have to get rid of this sand, or at least like move it down a little bit. Is how we should do that. Like, for example, in Minecraft, right, you know, enemies just sort of passively spawn whenever it's dark, and they just sort of just spawn out of thin air. And then in Lens Island, enemies spawn sort of from like egg sacs and stuff like that. I do wonder. That's something we sort of need to plan a little bit more. Is like, let's say in this next update, you go to this desert island, and there's a town here, and you can build here, and then now enemies sort of navigate throughout your buildings and can potentially even like, you know, knock down walls or something. How should enemies be spawning, and sort of in like, how should enemies work on this island? Because it should be sort of hard. What's Spotify? Spotify's doing some weird stuff. There we go. Alright, let me just lower down the sand a little bit. That was cold. What is Spotify doing? Okay. Just gonna lower this down a little bit and then smooth it out. Yeah, cool. We look better on that side though. That's fine. Alright, I'll save that and I'll start designing some town stuff here. Water is stunning. Thanks to our graphics programmer Ivan, or Cheddar. Maybe you'll see him in chat at some point. He might be in bed already though. He designed the water shader, and yeah, he did a really good job. Alright, how are we gonna do this? Yeah, it's gonna be hard for you to see my drawings, but I'm thinking I think I might have to expand. I think I might have to... How big is... I'll just quickly make this... Oh, yeah, I'll just quickly make the screen bigger. So what my thoughts are is maybe I've got to like see how this whole raised area is like this. I might have to move it down so the area sort of cuts in. Whoops. I don't know what I'll do with this staircase, but I'd want the area to sort of cut in like that, and then stay like sort of go. I think I did that all wrong, but whatever. Because then I could have some stalls here. There could be like openings here, and then you can have some people chilling here with their stalls and like, you know, tables and stuff there. Like that seems like a perfect place for it. But if they're raised, it's like a little bit more awkward, because it would have to be something like this where I have like a staircase here, and then the stalls are this way, and then the person is standing there, which is just like not. So I think I might lower all this part down. So let's say we have a stall, like a big stall here, merchant there. What's the let me double check which people I got to put in this town. I'm looking at my whiteboard. So we've got Eduardo the vendor, we've got a sorcerer, and then we've got Festive Frank the rug man. All right. So we've just got like a generic, just like merchant trader. We've got someone that sells a whole bunch of like rugs and decoration items. So maybe up here would be a cool spot for that, for rug man. So we could do like another market stall sort of here, and there could be like rugs, you know, like hung up on the backing wall here or something like that. And then we've got rug man, and then we need Centane, the sorcerer, which I guess would have to be here then. I don't love this back little corner sort of being like sort of pushed off back there. I like these two. I like these two locations. I don't know about the sorcerer though. It feels like a bit of a cop out, because I can't really use any of this area because it's all facing the wrong way. Yeah, the guitar. Oh no, actually, I'm going to include the guitarist here. Actually, in this biome, I think Arsene the guitarist could go well here, Lars. That's what I was thinking. In like this little pocket here, like sitting down on a chair, playing his guitar, jamming out. So we could have that. We've got one person here, and we've got another person here. But it's like through deduction, the only sort of spot we have left is a spot at the back here. Maybe you could go here, like maybe there could be like a little sort of path, and then I could cut down the sand a little bit, and there could be like a little sort of, where it's like sort of a cloth sail is attached to the top of there, and then there's a person down here. Maybe that would be more suitable for the sorcerer, like she's sort of away from everybody in a little like hobbit hole. Okay, we'll start with the other ones that we're sure about, and then we can do the sorcerer after, once we have a bit more of an idea of like how this whole area is sort of coming together. All right, let's make this smaller again. Actually, I could probably keep it a little bit bigger, like that. What I could do is maybe put, it's hard to know, like, cause it'd be cool to see. I'll just leave it like that. It's all good. Alright. If you did decide to have them up higher for the aesthetic, it shouldn't be. Yeah, true. Alright. I'm gonna have to start... I think I'm gonna have to copy this whole ruin. Yeah. God, ignore the whole hierarchy that I have here. This is really disgusting. I didn't realize all these prefabs are like broken. Only game developers watching. It's a bit embarrassing. I'll fix it up later, I swear. Cool. All right. So, man, I'm gonna have to redo this whole ruin at some point because the actual like meshes that I'm using are really gross. But for now, it can stay the way it is. So I was gonna drag in some of our like wooden stall assets and stuff and just see what we're working with here. What the? We don't need blues, but we've got this one. Turquoise also looks cool. Oh, yeah, that could look nice on top of some stuff. And we got that. Yeah, okay. The game's just single player at the moment, Ken, but we're working on multiplayer. We'll have co-op multiplayer will be in the game for its full launch outside of early access. That's the plan. How far I can stretch this asset. Like if I was to go like that, just drag these out for a second. Does that look completely terrible. Doesn't look too bad. Maybe make it a little bit wider, but not too much. Also just put that above that to hide that seam. Oh yeah, I think I prefer that, to be honest. I think so. What do I do that with all of them? Put out the beam above it. It's sort of like that. Yeah, it's sort of cool, I think. Select, please. Is there bosses in the game? Yes, there are bosses in the game right now that you can fight. And we're adding more bosses as we continue to update the game too. So there's lots of bosses, lots of enemies, lots of dungeons to crawl. Okay, so what are gonna be the vendor items for? We're not out of music, are we? No. What are gonna be the vendor items for level 3? So we're going to have bananas. It's gonna be glass. Glass, ooh, I should add glass to the first one as well. There'll be grapes. I'm just placing them on the ground so I know what I'm doing. I'll distribute them all afterwards. So I've got passion fruit, the 2 vine plants. We definitely want limestone. Sapphires, I think we already got sapphires. So then we want blueberry seeds, grape seeds, mango seeds, olive seeds, very important. Okay, there's a lot of seeds in this one. And watermelon seeds. Oh, we'll need wheat seeds, I don't think. No, I'm selling wheat in the first. Actually, am I? Oh, I turned it off. It's alright. Okay. So then we've also got watermelon. And then wheat. Yeah. Have to be some wood for sale. I think I have to make a cell. I'll have to make one for machine parts. Yeah. She might really quickly do that now. I'm gonna make another vendor barrel for machine parts. Because I don't have one yet. Okay. Because we don't want to, like, you won't be able to buy and sell every resource in the game. We definitely want a mining to still be, you know, a big part of the game that you can't really just straight up skip. So we have to be very particular about what resources we give access to. So like you won't be able to purchase iron shards, lightstone, titanium, anything like that. You have to go mining for them. But that only works because we're making mining caves separate from dungeons in this next update. Where's the machine parts? This, I want you. I need your assets. Give me your assets. Where's the look? Damn, that's disgusting. Cool, I want that. That's all I want. So I'm just trying to make it look like these things are coming out of this barrel. I always spend way too much time on stuff like this, but that's the way I do it. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. And I've got to change you to machine parts. Cool. Currency is gold. Yes, we don't care about any town manager stuff. And then I'm just going to change your UI a tiny bit. Oh, does that populate automatically now? Oh, I forget. Oh, I completely forget. No, it doesn't. forget which parts of this automatically populate. Hey party people. Hello. Okay, I honestly don't even know if that's fully, if I got everything on that. We'll have a look though. I'll test it in a second. But now we have a machine parts barrel. Oh, that looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Maybe this guy's protruding a little bit too much. But maybe like that. That angle's probably a nice one. So this is gonna be, yeah, the merchant person. So basically now we've got to figure out how to get a dude to sell all of this stuff, and all this stuff has to be laid out all nicely in this area. I'm thinking if I should build... I'm gonna muck around and seeing if I can build something in this corner. Just like a tiny little... Whoops. In this corner here, just like a tiny little shack or something. So small of an area to sell all of those goods. I'll have to put a wagon... somewhere too. Oh, you know what could look cool? Is if we were to have like a... Imagine I have like a wagon... I hate how this asset is tilted. If we'd have like a wagon here... And then imagine if there was like a I'm just gonna... No, I don't want that one. I want... So I'm looking just for some like wooden planks. Where are the wooden planks? Oh, for now, I literally could just... No. I've renamed a bunch of stuff recently, and now I can't find anything. Oh, what's the name? I can never, like, I just want a wood pole. Like, it's literally like, I just want a plank of wood. That's all I want. But like, the asset's named something weird. I keep remembering it, like, it's named something weird. I can never find it. Ugh. Okay, no, I'm just gonna do a real rough and dirty way, because I can't be bothered going through this. Where's this? Give me that. Give me this and this. I'm just gonna take you guys. I'm sorry. What I was thinking was... Like I said, I'm doing this rough and dirty, so you're just gonna have to bear with me here. Ugh. Okay, this is really rough and dirty. Just you, thank you. Like I could add some sort of tracks here, so like you'd be able to get a wagon up, and then we could put a wagon there. Maybe, I don't know. I could also like fill it in, potentially. I don't know if I like that or hate it. I think I hate it. Anyway, that was not worth any of that time. I think we could have like an actual wagon in here, just for the aesthetics of it. But I don't like adding things to places if there's like no conceivable way that could get to that place. So it's like I would have to add like a ramp here. Yeah, we'll leave that for now. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly see if I can build, something in this corner. I'll switch around these screens too while I play. If it doesn't have a trench coat and some... Will the game come to Game Pass or be on Steam only? For now, Steam only. Before Game Pass, we have to actually, release the game on a console, right? So the console release we're saving for more along the lines of our full release. Nothing's confirmed to consoles yet, though. Like consoles, I'd love to launch the game on console, but it really depends. On just like what happens. But the overall plan of Lens Island is when we launch out of early access, we make the game so co-op multiplayer, and then there'll be a lot of localization and translation support for different languages at the same time, and then we also look at other platform releases, handheld consoles as well. Alright, let's just muck around with some building here. Has to be ornate style, right? Oh, actually, I think ornate's going to be too ornate for what we want. It does look nice, but that looks pretty good, to be honest. What if I bring it forward a little bit? Oh, no, because they're going to peek through. I have no idea like what this is. Maybe this is like where the merchant sleeps or something. I do really like the aesthetic though of having some of these buildings. I think the rug merchant could do with one of these. So annoying that one doesn't let me build. What if I just... Oh, they're too close. Ah. Okay, I'll leave. Let me get rid of this one first. I guess we can't have the rug merchant's house too. Well, it's not house, but it can't be too crazy. Right, these make really nice like trimming on the edge. What if we should add like a new building piece that's just like a trim like this, that just like snaps to the edge of stuff. Just looks nice. I feel like the rug. I feel like a rug merchant should probably be like wood. Like there should probably be wood there, not the nice ornate stuff. this for a second. I did like this place here. I'm gonna put this one back. I like the trim there as well. Okay, so let's say we do that for now. I don't know what goes here. This is gonna be the merchant. I'll be interested if like the void chest, the merchant like sells you that blueprint. That would be pretty cool actually. I feel like that would have to be, maybe we have another NPC there. Oh no, the sorcerer's gonna sell the void chest. Yeah, maybe no NPC there. I'm really not sure how to lay out this area. I'm really not sure. How portable is this stuff in day and age to go console? Oh, it sort of depends, Nacho. Like, it's sort of like a bit of an ambiguous question, like porting. So it's like, you know, technically speaking, when you think about the basics, right, you think, oh, well, like, technically all you need is, like, the game to, like, physically run on a console as far as optimization, and then have all the controls, you know, for a console, for a controller. But those two things alone are like gigantic tasks. Good thing is we already have controller support and we're making it better and better as we go. But it's like so much more than that. It is like way, way, way bigger of a task than just that. Like on the surface you think it's just those two things for most people. I'm not saying you do, but most people think it's just those two things. But then in reality, there is like so much more to it. But yeah, so the short answer is it's a big task. It's such a big task that 95% of game studios hire like outsourcing studios where they're like basically professional porters, and they get they get them to port the whole games for them, because it's like such a big task as far as not just like, you know, optimization, but just like getting the game packaged and ready for that platform and properly running and adhering to all the guidelines of that platform and things like localization, stuff like that too. Most people like outsource it because it's such a big task they can't take it on themselves. Just having to think about where to take this area here. It's a loud seagull. Okay, my current thoughts are here. I'm gonna put a guitar player that's sitting there, strumming guitar, for a bit of ambiance instead of animation. This is gonna be the main the main sort of trader market stall. I'm actually have to, maybe it's too tall. It might be a bit too tall. But yeah, the main trader is just gonna like sort of be the vendor for all these goods here. Is that music too loud? Turn that music a little bit. Actually, I'll turn down Spotify because it's too loud for me. Oh, it's in game. I was like, what's happening? Right. I thought I was going crazy. Yeah, okay, it's gonna be a guitarist here, main resource vendor there. I'm thinking rug merchant and sort of decoration item seller here in the corner. Not sure, like this might just be empty space for now, and then I'm thinking we put the sorcerer here. Actually, I'm gonna quickly try that. I'm gonna see if that's a good idea or not. Just gonna pause the game. I'm just gonna have to terraform this down a little bit first. I wonder if it is a good idea. I guess we'll see. Cool. It's probably a bit too low. Still too low. 6. Yeah. Have to extend all this out so there's a proper pathway through here. I'm just gonna like terrace this all first and then I'll work on the smoothing afterwards. I'm not sure if I like this idea or not. We'll see. I'll just quickly... Because I'd have to put some cliffs, like some rock cliffs around here. Like some of them. Let's quickly do that actually. Probably look alright. Okay, let's switch our screens back. don't know if I like it or not. Let's have a look. Doesn't feel very much like a sorcerer, you know. No, I don't like this at all. Maybe she's not in a house. Maybe it's more of like a stall sort of encampment thing. All right, I'm gonna copy across all these buildings, and then we'll go out of play mode. Let's just want these two. Seagull sound, yeah, it's actually super loud, that seagull sound. I'll have to turn it down. But yeah, we should probably yeah, tweak some of the sounds a little bit for the birds and the seagulls and the bats. Alright, let's paste these buildings back in. I'm going to have to paste them just in the main hierarchy, and then move you in. Rug man. This is gonna be. I think rug person sells rugs and lights. I'm just gonna put Festive Frank here at the moment, but Festive Frank will change a little bit. I feel like the rugs have to be hanging, right? Just like quintessential like bazaar sort of like merchant hanging rugs. Um, well, when you're white boxing a level, it definitely is dragging and dropping assets. But yeah, that's the fun part of development ish, is when you spend days and days and days making assets, and then you can just drag them and drop them when you're ready to use them. Okay. Just trying to get an idea for how this layout of this area is going to look. I think it's just going to be literally rugs, lights, and like a couple of decorations, like the nicer decorations. But hmm. So lightstone lamp's gonna have to go somewhere, and then we've got the metal lamp. I think a candelabra I'll have to unlock. Maybe these we drag across. And this bad boy can go in here. Yeah, it's getting there. just Rugman's stall here is just looking really basic still. Like, I want that whole bizarre. Oh, I've got a really good idea. That stall covering. I think I already put it in the scene. Oh, the backing, this. These coming out the top would look really cool. I'll show you what I mean. Like over the top of it like this, I think would look nice. I think I like this. I think it looks cool. Yeah, it's okay. It's better. It's better. It's not perfect yet, but it's better with that. I don't know about it all being green. I think potentially making all these like a different color could look nicer. Actually, I don't know if I've got. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Actually, I should use the. Could go orange. I gotta reserve purple for the red. Maybe the old color was actually not too bad. No, definitely not blue. I feel like it probably should be like orange or red or something. It's just like a big wall of orange. That's the only thing I don't like about it. The green at least sort of like separated it a little bit. Yeah, yellow. No. I'm actually going to change it back to green wash. I think I prefer that for some reason. Stripes. Oh, yeah, I guess I could do... I can't do blue and white. It'll look too... I think it's like, maybe just like different colors in general. Maybe that. What would that look like? I'll go with that for now. I don't love it, but I don't completely hate it. It is still looking a bit bare. It needs something on the front, like it's just all bare around the front here. But I can't obscure too much of it, that's all. That's like the one issue. What props do we have? Let's just start putting some props down, seeing if we can make this look a little bit less bare. What's misc? What is that? A little bench. Maybe a bench can go like here. I do like that purple, like that purple does look pretty nice. I feel like this also has to have it though. Could put this store like here. Yeah, it actually looks alright there. I don't know what's gonna go on it. Maybe it could just be bare. Actually, I could do one of these ones where it just has like random junk on it. And that way we get a bit of purple, but it's not like the shop isn't purple. Like we just get a bit of purple in this general area, just to make it a little bit more colourful. My wheelbarrow is weird. Could put some boys in the corner here. Because they are right next to the water. Some rope. None of this is really helping the main issue. This is me just dumping down random assets, hoping it fixes things, but it really doesn't. I guess like some crates and stuff would help. Like if you're a merchant, just like some general barrels and crates around will help a little bit. Let's get another crate. No. This one. It does just look really messy. There is that. This crate I'm going to put here. Oh yeah, maybe some pots. Ones with actual flowers in them. Chuck one in there. Remove all this. Whoops. Probably getting a little bit too like over the top now, because I should just be like white boxing the general area. I think like rugs on the floor would obviously make a big difference, but I don't. I'm sort of scared to put rugs on the floor if they compete with the rugs on the walls here. I feel like the rugs have to be hanging. It's weird if they're not hanging. Remove. Oh, I see what you mean, Lars, on Discord. Yeah, like this sort of stuff. Yeah, we'll probably have to make like a bunch, some like brand new assets, because this does look a little drab, these colors. I'll try the blue and white. I don't think I actually like have those sort of colors available right now. Let's have a look though. Oh god, my neck hurts. That's the one issue. It does blend in with the ocean. It's white. Like I'd obviously have to do a lot more stripy stuff everywhere, but yeah, I don't know. I think we'll have to make proper assets for these. I think I have to redo some assets specifically for this area here. Oh, whoops, I control Z too much. For it to look better. Okay, let's lay out a bit of this stall. Okay, let's get a bench for the seeds. I think I actually made a bench just before in this town. Let's zoom in. Come on. Seed bench, give me that. I might steal that stall as well. I like that stall. Give me that. And your trestle table. I'm going to steal all those. I could maybe put. I guess I could put a couple things on this other side. The machine parts are too important to put on that other side. So olives are like real special, so I might put them down here because they're like one of the best seeds. I'm gonna have to add in some more fruit though, because like right now you can only sell. I'm missing grapes. Do I not have grapes here already? No. Oh no, I do have grapes. Where did grapes go? Oh, they're just hidden. Right, I'm gonna have to get grapes. So I think you're gonna have to get down. Grapes and passion fruit. I could still stay up there, or could go on the ground maybe. Maybe on the ground. Is that floating? Oh, what the? What am I doing? All of this is floating. Cool. Because we're also not selling mango fruit, or I think it's just mango fruit, or olive fruit. We're not going to sell olives as a fruit though, so that's fine. Okay, so we got banana, we got grapes. And then we put mango in the middle. I don't like how there's two yellow things next to each other. Let's swap these around. Okay, we've got a decent-ish layout. I'm keeping like a little bit of spare space in case I need to fill up some more stuff. Okay. But it looks okay. So I'm trying to think if I forget any vendor items here. I don't think Eduardo's going to be selling anything more than this. He's already selling a boatload of items. I could do something to like put something around this wood stall because it does look a little bit bare. Maybe even just something like that. Like putting some market stalls here. I think that helps. I just have to change the color of this because they can't all be the same color. What's the color of this stall? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to change this in a different way. I think it's got some color baked in. It can glow. I saw pick a color that's not complete trash, just for now. But yeah, I think what we're gonna do is end up redoing all of these stalls. They are pretty old assets, and I'd like to make them a bit more bespoke for this area. Sure, you can just be orange for now. But I like how this is generally looking. It's got a ways to go, but it's like generally on the right track. The only the only thing I'm still not sure about is this sorcerer. One thing I could do is sort of cut away this area. Like, I'm gonna have to just control Z this. But if I was to sort of cut this away and then have the house, that didn't really show you what I was mean. Let me. If I was to sort of like imagine I move all that down, and then you can sort of like walk through here, and in these two areas there's like a little. Maybe. Maybe. No, that's one way to find out. Let's just have a look. So I guess this would have to go there now. Oh, these assets are really bad in this area. It's okay. That's the prefab. And this. Yeah, give me that broken one. This upstairs area doesn't really make sense now. Let's just forget about that. Pretend that's not a problem. And we'll deal with that later. Okay, so let's go into this terrain. Let's set you to be around 6. So then now let's get some of these tiles. Duplicate these across. Do some rotations, make them look a little bit different. Whoop. Because then I could have a set of stairs here, having sort of like a second entrance. I guess I could sort of have them, or I could have them on all sides. It goes down to the sand a little bit too much for my liking. I could cheat a little bit and do that. I'm still 50-50 about what I'm doing here. We're gonna make some outside corner stairs, but it does open up the area for a oh, those stairs are terrible. I have to raise up the terrain a little bit. There. Ah, it's not too bad. Oops. Okay, we've got the basics of an area. Basics of an area that we could put some sort of sorcerer merchant. The only thing that makes sense to me for this sorcerer would be to do something like this. I'm just gonna sort of crudely make this just by scaling this for now. And then these would have to be purple. I literally don't think I can make them purple, but just because like they're, yeah, that's not really how they were built. That's disgusting. But if these were purple, Centane can go here. I just have to figure out a way to make this look a lot sort of more sorcery. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to make some new assets. Like we'll have to make a lot of new assets before I can really like properly start to build this area. Everything now really just is white boxing. It is just sort of getting initial feelings for colors and shapes and the layout. The layout I like though. I think this layout works. Yeah. I think it's a pretty cool town. I like it. I think I'm gonna have to do some stuff to make it not as missable. The one thing I'd be worried is that people come to this island and they approach from this side here, and they go straight down to this dungeon, and they miss that. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to sort of what I could do. Be a bit of effort, but I could sort of make sort of a bit more like a substantial road, sort of cutting left along the coast here, and then looping through here. So if you approach from this angle here, you'll see sort of like signposts, like you'll see like a road and then maybe like lamps or something like leading off in this direction that sort of reminds you to go this way. I think I'm gonna have to do some sort of signposting like that. I'd just be a bit worried that you could fully miss the town a little bit too easily. At least with the Dark Forest, I don't have it turned on, but at least like the Dark Forest Island, there's a path that leads straight to it. Maybe this path needs to be more obvious too. But when you go through this dungeon entrance, there is like, yeah, this sort of path that runs along here and goes straight into town. But maybe even along this path I'm gonna have to add. Oh, you know what'd be a good idea? Is just something as simple as this. Just like chucking, like yeah, not a blue one, but I could literally just put a signpost, bam, you know, and I could just be like, you know, one being like scary dungeon, town that way. That might be an easy sort of fix for that. Alright, let's turn this back off. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that so far. To get a big footprint of that town down in like a 2 hours or an hour and a half or something is good. Like all these vendor items like work already, so we could be able to test all this. All those blueprints work. So like some parts of this, I'll be able to practically just like start to test balancing and things. But then I think the layout and all the assets will like refine over time. Yeah, cool. All right. I I've got some other stuff to do today, so I think I'm gonna call it there for the stream. Yeah, happy getting this little the beginnings of this third town done. So Bridgewater's basically going to get split up between this town that we're just seeing now, and then we've got. Let me just turn on the other islands. And then we've got this second town in the Dark Forest Island, and then we've got this new version of Bridgewater here. So Bridgewater is basically getting split up between these three islands, which we have like just initial sort of like blueprints for. This first one's a lot more sort of polished than the other ones, but I still need to redo a lot of areas on this dock, and then just do like another sort of like detail pass over everything. This second town is still pretty early stages, just initial layouts and stuff, nothing too crazy, so I got a lot to do on that, and then I've got a lot to do on this one too. This third one though, like we're gonna have to make a bunch of new assets for it. I think the assets we have aren't quite cutting it for the market stalls and just various stuff. So, but yeah, it's getting there. I'm happy with the layout changes. I think this sort of layout of people work for that one. But all these towns definitely feel like really different and really interesting, which I really like. Like they all have like a really distinct sort of feeling when you're in the town. They feel very sort of local to that area and that geography, which is good. I sort of want the towns to all have a personality to them. So yeah, so as far as what I showed at the start of the stream, we've got this guy animating now. Blacksmith is now smacking his hammer. Got to figure out what to animate in this one. I think I'm going to get like I want there to be sort of like at least one or two sort of animated NPCs in every single town. So I'm still not sure what to do for this one. One thing I thought maybe I don't think it works. I was thinking maybe someone sitting around a campfire or something here. I'm not sure. For this one's going to be a guitarist sitting on the stool, playing guitar, and actually like you'll be able to hear it in game, and who knows, maybe you can even like tip him a coin or something. That'd be cool. But yeah, so basically this week I'm going to be continuing to work in these towns. I've been setting up these all around the world, these obelisks. These aren't currently in the game, so you wouldn't have seen these before. But yeah, these obelisks are what control enabling cursed dungeons, and also basically all the interaction of the dungeons is now going to be on these obelisks now instead. So yeah, that's a whole new thing that we're doing. We're starting to hook up the new procedural cave systems. So there's going to be these little mine shafts all around the world that will give you access to these procedural caves around the world. Those are some of the big things I'm working on at the moment, with some other stuff as well. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it there. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Thank you, Sweet Tea. Thank you for coming on in. System yeah, we've got like several sort of optimization systems, Max. We've got like like the whole world is like made out of chunks. So there is like we have like a whole chunk system where chunks are sort of streamed in and out of the game and loaded, and then we have an LEDs. If I was to, for example, click on one of these trees here, right? Whoops. This tree has its own LEDs. But then there's also like other optimizers that also, like we have our own optimizer system that we made, that also handles like a third level of optimization as well. So yeah, we have sort of like several optimizing systems that all sort of run in parallel. I'm just trying to keep things nice and efficient. Cool. All right, I'm going to start my day. I know this really wasn't work for me. I guess like I'm working on the game. However, um, yeah, I got a lot more work to do. So this is sort of like my fun little start to the day before I properly dig in. But yeah, thanks for coming on in, everybody. This will be up on YouTube to watch afterwards, so you can like watch a full stream for the VOD afterwards, and I'll try and do one of these streams every single week as well. If you didn't already see, we've got a new video out on the channel. Let me quickly show you. New Dev Diary, released it. Actually, I'll swap my. I'll just make it big. There we go. New Dev Diary released that 2 days ago. So if you haven't seen this already, this will talk a lot more about what we're sort of currently working on. There's me. And show you some of the stuff, the town that I've just been going over, and I'll show you some of the stuff with armor and all sorts of things. So there you go. So we've got the beginnings of an armor system. So we're developing it at the moment. So we've got all sorts of armor and things in the game. But yeah, give that a like and a comment. Be like, yo, I came from the stream. Howdy. Yeah, so there'll be another one of these dev diaries coming up at the end of this weekend, and then I'll do another stream next week as well. So every single week from now on, you'll get at least one stream and one dev diary. So you get 2 bits of content from us at Flow Studio every single week, which is exciting. So you'll be able to see sort of like a lot more of the details around Lens Island's development and see how we're going. Cool. All right, I'm going to call it there. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Have an amazing day.